POV, you just gave birth to your first child and your husband couldn't be there, so you FaceTime the whole time and you have to watch another female hug him because she's happy for him, but deep down it hurt.
Hey beautiful people, how you are doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome to my channel. How you are doing? Hope you guys are doing great. So this video is a video of a woman who came on TikTok to post a video of how she was given, this is what she said, of how she was giving birth to our first child and her husband was not there. She had to FaceTime her husband at the birth of their first child. And this is what she wrote. She said, POV, you just gave birth to your first child and your husband could not be there. So you FaceTime the whole time and you have to watch another female hug him because she's happy for him. But deep down, it hurts because you want to be the one to hug him. And let me know what you would do if you were to be this woman. Let me, the mothers in the house, I know that. Do you expect your husband, your partner to be there while you are giving birth to your child you guys share together, or is something that you can let go? Let me know your own take. But this video has gotten a sister that I watch a lot of her content too on TikTok, and she had so much to say about this angle of where the father is not there while this child is giving birth. And she went on deep to talk about more things and the dynamic of men and how men don't really like women and all that, which we're going to get into. But let's go check out what she has to say and then we'll come back and talk more. But let me know what you would do if you had to be in this woman's position. Will you take something like this? Is it something that you're allowed to fly, or is it no-no for you? Or what do you think could have happened that will make the husband not to be present for his own first child's birth? Anyway, guys, let's go check out what she has to say.
If I could help all women understand something, and it's like a very simple thing, it would be that when a man hates you, he's not subtle about it. And the fact that we as a society continue to gaslight women about these things is exactly what's contributing to women's oppression by men. When we downplay things like this, POV, you just gave birth to your first child and your husband couldn't be there, so you FaceTime the whole time and you have to watch another female hug him because she's happy for him, but deep down it hurt because you want to be the one to hug him. Sad face. Caption says absolutely no hate to her by referring to the female in question that he was hugging as he was FaceTiming his wife at the birth of their first child. This is very overtly the behavior of somebody who hates you. If somebody's doing this to you, they actually literally don't like you, because otherwise they wouldn't do this. That's all. And I feel like I don't have to explain that further, but I fear that the delusional men and pygmies will be in my comments trying to defend this. Just know I am not going to argue this with you in the comments. If you think that this behavior is okay, you are literally a male troll. We're not going to respond to you because you're going to be getting off on trying to convince women that they should be okay with being treated like shit, and we're not going to do that. And we're not going to argue with you dumb pygmies either, because reason it continues to happen. This is absolutely crazy insane. Honestly, please do not bother trying to find her. I think she has deleted this video and her account. That's the part I want you to think about though. Men are not subtle when it comes to hating you, treating you badly, or switching up on you, especially in moments like this when you are at your most vulnerable. He knows that he can now flex this newfound power dynamic to see what else he can get away with and to see what kind of freedoms trapping you with a child has now afforded him. He's not going to be subtle about it, like I said. This is easily the most preventable and least appropriate thing that he could have done at the same time. It's both of those things at the same time. If your wife is having to give birth alone, being forced to FaceTime you instead of you actually being there with her in the situation that you placed her in, and it's the fact for me that society will literally collectively gaslight you about this. And they'll be like, oh, he just doesn't know any better. Oh, poor baby, he didn't have anybody to celebrate with. Or they make dismissive jokes about it like, oh, he's going to be sleeping on the couch when he comes home. No, because this is legitimately a diabolical thing to do to your wife. This is not your baby's mother that you're separated from. This right here is not your sister, your mother, you know, somebody, your other daughter. This is a strange woman who, by the way, if you're coming home to your child anytime soon, could have just put him at a life-threatening risk, because people are not supposed to like kiss new babies. You're not supposed to expose their like delicate, immune system to anything. This is why you do skin to skin with your baby, like right away, so they can like adjust to your immune system. Your baby can pick up a plethora of diseases the first time you come home and hold them, because you're out here hugging randos and putting your child's immune system at risk. But no hate to her, right? And your wife would hate to seem like such an uncool girl, such a strict, nagging wife that you couldn't even hug another girl when your child was born on FaceTime with your wife. Tell me that's not calculated. Like, least of all, you do that on FaceTime. And this to me is like society sanctioned abuse of women, saying, no, it's okay. He's just a dumb man. He just doesn't know any better. He's possibly a cheater testing the waters, which cheating is also abusive because it exposes you to risk that you otherwise wouldn't be exposed to if your relationship was monogamous. It's exposing you to your husband getting somebody else pregnant. It's exposing you to your husband obviously bringing home an STD, but also getting somebody else pregnant. All of that is abusive to you as the woman has been made promises to. These promises, he's now testing the waters just to see how you'll react. Not only that, but he wants to see how you'll react in the most vulnerable circumstance that you could possibly be in. And this is why they like to switch up on you right then and there, because until then, you could have walked away. You could have actually seen the red flag for what it was, and you could have walked away. And now that this child is out of you and he is its father, you're now tied to this man for 18 years minimum regardless. And that's what he knows when he FaceTimes you with another woman hugging him at the birth of your first child. A lot of people will give men this pass, and it allows the abuse of women to continue. A lot of people love to give men the men are dumb, men are only hurtful unintentionally, etc., etc. Let's imagine this scenario differently. Let's say he's at home with their child now that it's like a couple months old, and she's away at work. And he FaceTimes her because the baby just said its first word, right? She's just so happy about it that another man can't help but to walk up and hug her. Exactly like this. Exactly like this. Now tell me what we as a society would say about that. And it was just like a random male. Imagine a man posted this TikTok with the circumstances I just described. Tell me the comments would not be full of, that's really sideways of her, and that's not okay, da 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 da. Instead, we look at something like this and we go, wow, that's really dumb. He just doesn't know any better. He just doesn't know what she's doing. No, because I bet he would be able to spot the same exact situation if he were on the receiving end. The only thing that this situation tells you is that this man has not even a shred of empathy or human decency towards you. That's the only thing you need to know at this point. And basically, from here on out, your life is going to turn into a series of him doing shit like this and rubbing it in your face, and you gaslighting yourself to believe that it's okay and it's appropriate and it's not harmful and it's not abusive and it does not take away from how safe you feel in that relationship with him, until at some point he gets so brazen and wants to actually embarrass you so badly that he just cheats on you out in the open, that he makes it obvious, that he just comes home one day and says, I'm not coming back. And I don't care about this kid. And then we're going to get another TikTok of how didn't I see all of these red flags? Because you and everybody else was busy gaslighting you that this behavior is not intentional, in your face, or calculated. And it is all of those things. It's not subtle. There's so many things he could have done that would have been respectful and appropriate, and he chose to do none of them. Instead, he chose to test the waters. How much do I really have you trapped? What can I now get away with now that you are trapped like this? And men will be the ones to say that women baby trap them. And a lot of the times, out the other side of their mouth, men like this are telling other people that they're the ones that got baby trapped, that it was all your idea as his wife to have this baby, that you couldn't wait, da da da. Meanwhile, he was probably the one begging you to do this. And that's why you're trying to act cool, because you're like, there's no possible way this man is trying to play me like that. There is, and he's literally telling you outright. Men know this is not okay. If this happened to a man, he would know that it was not okay. Also, the rest of us would know that it is not okay. Society is only gaslighting you because they don't view women as human beings. Even other women, but especially men, especially pick-me women, they're not viewing you as a human being. And this man, in your most vulnerable moment, as essentially like parading you around and like rubbing it in your face that other women are hugging him. He's essentially like immediately triangulating you with the pick-me woman, which is the only reason that she's being triangulated in this situation. A normal woman would never do this. A woman that had the basic shred ounce of respect for either you or your husband would not do this. This is a woman who also doesn't view you, or here's the kicker, herself, as a human being, which is why she's pedestaling your man and is actually happy that she's being used to triangulate you. In that moment, she's aligning herself with the same thing that gives men a fake sense of power, which is having power over another woman. You cannot give men that kind of power, and we collectively as a society have got to stop giving men that kind of power, gaslighting women about situations like this. Please stay safe out there, y'all. I love you so much. Godspeed.
Let me know if you agree with the things she said, if you agree with it, and let me know if you were to be in this woman's situation, what would you have done? Will you allow your husband to be in a different place while you're giving birth to your first child and allowing another woman to hug him? What's your own take? What will you do? What are your thoughts? Let me know your own take down in the comment section. But as always, please keep it respectful. You're on this channel, we're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a respectful way. So go ahead, feel free and share your thoughts, okay? So for me, when it comes to this situation, I agree with some of the things she was saying, while I don't agree with some of the things. And sometimes I like to play like the devil's advocate and just give like a benefit of a doubt. Mm? But the fact that this is our first child, you have no business being anywhere but right by my side as 5, 6, 7, 8 months, even though I know I'm not having kids anymore. But yeah, you're going to sit next to me till that baby come. Like, you should be just a call away. I tell you, like, now. It's now. Because some people will come with the idea and say, oh, what if it was an emergency? What if she just got into labor, like, prematurely and all that, and the baby? Or what if he has a job? That's why he's providing for them. He has an important meeting or something. That's why he can be there. No, no, then I'm going to have an important meeting not to have your child until you can create that time to even do that. And I feel like this is, like the lady said, this is a step. This is some of the things you do in the earlier part of relationship and type of creating a family that trickles down into larger issues later on, because you are giving him the pass to get away with things like this. And it's going to be a pattern because he's there with there's something I always believe in, and that's how I live my life. People treat you the way you treat yourself, and people give you the treatment that you receive from them. When somebody does something and you rebuke it there and there, you don't condole it, they will know to a large extent that if this tiny, because for that first time the person is doing whatever they're doing, it's like the bare minimum the person is doing. If you call it out immediately, the person clicks it and know that if she was already calling me out for this tiny thing, then I can't even do anything beyond this. That means I'm done. But for her to do that, for me, if you're not even going to be there for your child's birth, you don't even have the privilege. Like, I'm not going to pick up the phone to do FaceTime with you. It's not going to happen. You missed it. You missed it. That is on you. And I don't see what this is like. For me, I don't even see why, as women, we're doing this to ourselves, where we are not choosing people intentionally. Like I always talk about, yeah, because how can you carry a child for 9 months? Because obviously the child looks very healthy, so that child is not a premature child that it's in the incubator. So that means the child is a full-term child, or probably almost full-term. So this man knows this child was coming 9 months prior to when the child came, or 40 weeks prior to when the child came, and did not make provision for him to be present when the child would be around. Like a month earlier, 2 months earlier, before the child is gone, you should make that provision to be there. Just like when a woman is pregnant, prior to a couple of months to when anything can happen, she normally has a particular pattern and ways, certain things, so that there's an easy proximity to her, to a hospital to give birth and all that. So why can't the man do the same? Because some people will come up with a lot of excuses saying, oh, it could be busy, it could be work, it could be very, very important issues, da 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 da. It's me and you that created this child. Make that time. Create it. I'm making my body and my time available to produce this baby. You have, that's the bare minimum you can do. And this is where we talk about men. They like the idea of being a father, but they don't want to be a father, because the main work that comes to be a father, they're going to make excuses like this to get away from it, and all the responsibility is going to fall back on you as a woman. And that's why here on this channel we tell women to be very, very intentional about their life, what they choose to do with their life, who they choose to spend their life with, who they choose to have kids with. Why do they want to be in a relationship? Why do they want to have children? because if you expect so much, and this is why over time this type of relationship, I'm not putting it on her, but this type of relationship get to the place where like, oh, I'm the one doing all the work, because it's almost like a passive parent on this type of scenario, because he's doing whatever, like whatever is convenient for him, not whatever he has to do. Anyway, guys, let me know your own take about this amazing conversation down in the comment section. But as always, please keep it respectful. Yeah, on this channel, we're allowed to disagree, okay? Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation. So go on and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push up my content for more people to see. And that'll be you supporting this channel and this girl here. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.